Interesting. So hold on then. This will be compatible with an element of soul, and so will this. If we take this out. Sorry, I'm gonna take you over here for now. Is this also compatible with a memory of the soul? No, a memory. Bother. And yet... I have ideas. Well, regardless. Hello, Professor Bright here. And welcome back to Hush House, where I'm currently regretting the fact that I used up those lessons that could have leveled up the Inks of Containment. It's actually very upsetting to me right now. But I am starting to think on a few other mysteries. See, this here will take 2 lenses. Up to 2 lenses, or tools, perhaps. And that's got me thinking, got me debating options, as it were. Oh no, not compatible with that sort of soul. Alright, might have to explore that in the future, unfortunately. And I have no skill with nectar, so I can't garden, which is quite upsetting to me right now, because it's just... it looks like it should be possible. And also I need to make ink so I can order things from Cater and Harrow, and it's a whole thing. But, as for the puzzle that we left ourselves off on, well, I think I figured out where most of these go. Maybe? I'm still not 100% on Walter de Wolf. Although, what time is it? Oh, it's almost the next day. Question, can I consider you without actually requiring effort? I would require effort. And admittedly, Fett I'm not using for anything else. So yes, let's investigate you again. I'm not entirely sure which Baron they are, but a niche with a plaque who was mocked more than he merited, well, it kind of adds up, and this one explicitly tells me he's the first Baron. But then the third, the second, and whatever a Hokobald is, I couldn't tell you. Well, it's a matter for the future. Also, we need to find where the librarians go, which is going to be... No, yes, that is correct. Each Baron Bankrug had their image set in a niche in the Grand Ascent. Later, the Curia of the Isle continued the tradition for their librarians. Serena, I believe, was... One moment, please. Which one is this again? First librarian of the Curia. I believe, because some of these rooms have hints. Thomas de Wolf apparently is number 2 of the Barons Bankrug. And then we have this room, the notorious Ava de Wolf, first and last Baroness. Therefore, Serena here cannot be the last Baroness. But then, where's 5, actually? Hold on. I see the 4th Baron Bankrug, the 3rd, the 2nd, the 1st. Where's the 5th? Perhaps higher up? Curious, why did I put Serena there? There was a reason. No. Bother. It's one of those cases of I definitely... In 1818, the very Reverend Solomon Husher became 3rd Librarian of the Curia of the Isle. He took rooms in the Long Tower as his quarters. Husher's tastes were Spartan, though the Curia generally liked a little more luxury. No one ever quite dared to redecorate the place after his disappearance. Well, if I find Solomon Husher, who was here... Hold up. A moment, please. These are just the statues. So we found the 3rd librarian, which I think... Yes. Whereof we cannot speak, thereof we must remain silent. That's... peculiar. But no, that is Solomon Husher. Odd. Potentially disturbing. You know, I don't know why Serena was placed here. Well, I mean, I don't really have another place for you, so I guess First Librarian is where you are going to be. Though I could have sworn I saw a hint somewhere in all this. Dr. Serena Blackwood. No one is in the picture, only an empty garden. And there's a statue here. Curious, and another statue there. Hum. I'll figure this out eventually. Thurza Blake apparently was the 7th Librarian of Hush House, and liked painting donkeys. Good for them. Lady Ava DeWolf, last of the Benkrug DeWolfs. Don't bother me. But who was the first librarian? Well, Serena's gonna stay there until I find a better place for them. The staircase that served as the spine of the house, Baron Walter's great project, executed by the master mason Gregory Wheelock. Ah, Baron Walter. I'm sorry, where did he go? What? But the sad man, the very particularly sad person, what have I done? Oh no, I've lost a statue. Oh, bother. I mean, I'm sure it'll come up eventually, probably, hopefully. I'm bewildered by my inability to track things. Alright, you're gonna live there for now. Oh, sorry. Just right there, please. Thank you. I want to keep that with me, and I do think... Well, I need to find a home for some of these. Pardon. Oh, yes, this is where I left you. Walter DeWolf, who found Hush House a drafty castle and left his stately home, but who will always be remembered for his cowardice, his sorrow, and his son Brian's treachery. So Brian DeWolf would be number... Oh. Hold on. A niche with a plaque, who commanded the raising of the stair. Yes, that must be Walter, then. So this must be Brian, wherever they are. And you are fixed at number 6. Okay. Well, we wait till tomorrow and we debate what to do, I suppose. One thing I should do... For good or for ill, I probably should, or probably will. Here, do some manual labor, first of all. But I probably will get a shilling and actually clean these clothes, because that's bothering me still. Ah, dear. But then how the devil am I supposed to use you? It's strictly a skill, and I just simply lack it. A material, a wood, a fuel. What would happen if I burned you, I wonder? Something to consider, but not something I'm going to do right now. Right now, I want to either get into this dimly lit chamber or this smoking room, because I see books on the shelves. And for that, I need assistance. And for the assistance, I need money. And hello, you are... What? An offer from Oriflammes. Oriflammes, estimated 1776, Sense, Signs, Sciences. Dear Librarian, we would like to offer you this opportunity to purchase... Oh, Mystery Heart, perfect. Something from the Nocturnal period. By the beginnings of the 20th century, an unwise librarian's enthusiasms had brought Hush House to penury. Nocturnal Branch, later the Suppression Bureau, stepped in to offer an arrangement. Hush House received funding but submitted to yearly inspections, but also surrendered a portion of the isle for the branch's prison. I would love the opportunity to purchase this. How much do you want? How about an iron spintry eye? I would love nothing more. And now for my shillings, please. Thank you. 2 shillings. Alright. Let me find someone... Pardon? Let me find someone possessed of at least some... Yes, easier lantern than anything else. Although perhaps I shouldn't use Faust for that. Unless Faust affects what I'm going to find? Which is possible, I just don't know for certain. Oh, sorry, not you. I want to check the smithy real quick, because I'm wondering if the smithy will let me unlock this rectory, which will further, well, let me continue, as it were. No, sorry, not you. I forget how I can summon you, as it were. Forge, edge, heart, an element of the soul. Oh, chapped it is, then. I would love assistance. Except I don't have the money for that. Ah, right. Because I spent my whole floor in there. Ah. Well, let's see that they didn't speak with me at all. Cool. Great. Hi, what can I get for 6 pence, by the way? Okay, fair enough. Need an introduction or a mutual acquaintance marked with lantern, knock, or sky. Except... this one is distinctly not lantern, knock, or sky. And yet you worked for here. Curious. Curiosities on top of curiosities, but things I will not deal with today. Today we need more books. Desperately need more books. A musician? Oh. I think Rose will do. We could get into the infirmary. It's not what I wanted to do, necessarily, but... at the same time, I'm sure there's something of worth here. I'm sorry, a refuge for all the world might consider impure. More of an all whom the world might consider impure, but... that's neither here nor there. Do I have anything with Rose myself, though? Just in case I need to strengthen their Rose? Yes. Okay, I can make that work. So, this passing musician. A musician is entertaining the patrons of the Sweet Bones for pennies. Not very many pennies. He'd jump at a better paid opportunity. Remind me, you want a full florin, huh? Well, there we are. We'll spend our health here. For good or for ill, it's the best paying thing we've got. And I may yet need more assistance from them. Or perhaps not at all. Okay, you're good on your own. But I do have the option... of taking one of these. I'm just looking... because there is a statue there. And that does make one... curious. And I could get into this dimly lit chamber with you, but I find so many people with lantern, I don't know if I want to use you for that. And I don't have many opportunities to use heart, so... against my better judgment, we do this. As for how far against my better judgment, we'll learn... I'm sorry, this is actually bothering me a little bit. How did I... why did I believe that you were the first librarian? I could have sworn I read it on one of these when I was just looking about and thinking. Brian of Brittany. Something about the Curia. No. Thomas DeWolf used this armor layer, spherical astrolabe, in his calculations, but it's much older than he was. This one's bewildering and occasionally useful. Curious. Perhaps one of the books. No, no. Pardon. Serena Blackwood, 10th librarian. Well, then she definitely doesn't belong there. Am I mad? Did he just... No, I am mad. Slightly mad. You're going to have to live here for the... You're going to live down here for the moment. Because, well, I don't really have another space for you. Sorry. 10th librarian, a redoubtable scholar and administrator who quarreled with the prison governor and never completed her term. And with this I get sight, which again, I can go through lantern very easily. If I just get someone with like 2 lantern. But this... Oh, careless visitors have tracked in mud through the door and the windows have been open to the elements for years. Well, fair. But what of interest could we find? Hello. A gloomy room. The window of this room is coated thickly with black paint. A little light seeps through, otherwise the room is dark. Very faintly, I can still smell rotting meat. And then a neglected room. The room above might have once been some sort of lounge, but the furniture and equipment has been smashed and overturned. The walls are streaked with mildew. An unlovely smell wafts from further up, along with what appears to be... Well, I'm not entirely sure. I think those might be old film reels, but I'm uncertain. Oh. Hold the thought. This is the sister. This is a painting of the sister and the witch. The sister and witch bring together that what cannot be apart. She is salt beneath the moon, and at the water's edge she is pearl, amber, coral. She cannot be touched. She cannot be separated. A pale mommet. Horrifying. Musgrave de Wolf. The bust is carved from wood, perhaps cherry? Consider this. While we collect our pay. Appreciate it, but I need a florin for what I want to do. Fixing and mending. And then this one, the witch and sister. And then the Thunderskin. Oh, hello. And the Velvet. The glory is a question and the moth always answers. Yes, Velvet's answer is no, and that is always her answer. The moth always answers yes. The Velvet's answer is no, and that is always her answer. Curious. Now tell me about Musgrave de Wolf, who was mocked as the Bleating Baron even while Bancroft prospered quietly, who was renowned for his piety but who won praise from the magus Julian Cosley, a quiet contradiction of a man. A memory of sight. Not the most useful thing, but, Who was mocked more than he merited. I mean, this makes a certain amount of sense. But then who was number 5? And where is number 5 of the Barons de Wolf? Who saw what had not yet passed. Out of curiosity, and the fact that I'm not going to be using moth in the near future. Alright, so there's more of a mystery, of a puzzle to this. And you know, I probably should gather things. Just things in general. Oh, I got my book. Thank you. Appreciated. Although I can't really solve it because I have no heart with which to solve. Subject. Edicts inviolable. The precepts of occlusion and dissolution. Their jealous enforcement is the nature of the Calyptra, which we are vaguely aware of. I'm sorry, what? Oh, this is like a scroll case. Fascinating in its own way. We'll keep it there for now. Not so much a fully bound book, but a case. Let me look into sky, though. Hold up. We have 3 sky here. No. We've got 2 sky. 3 sky. Live there for now. Is that all we have in terms of sky? I'm afraid it might be. Bother. Alright. Now the problem with a new day. What have we learned? Blackwood abandoned Hush House for another library, the Invisible Serpeum in Alexandria. Is this a joke at her expense? And once again, we have memory sight. Largely useless to us. Oh, I suppose I should actually... Well, at the moment I kind of don't want to waste resources on cleaning linen. Just because I'm so close to getting more books, potentially more useful books, and more bookshelves. Look at all these books! Bothersome. And you do look interesting. But also like something I'm not going to have access to for quite some time. Depending on how things play out. Now, there's the post office. Question, could I... No, I don't want you to break a shilling, sorry. Hum. What I want is to consider shadowless silk. What does this do for me? Dissect the flower, nothing will remain. I do wish to know, though. So, let's dissect the flower and see what happens. This might be how I get skills, perhaps. Or I'll have just wasted resources. Equally possible. I demand respect. More out of a lack of other options. But now, yes, if we dissect the flower, what does that do for us? I wonder. Oh, delightful, I found animal bones. Good, I suppose. What? To the threshold of the house. Why do you summon me here? Oh. Why dost thou summon me here? That's where they'll live for now. With scale in winter, and some remains. Now, tell me... Oh, the Shadowless Kings are gone. This is the nature of kings, although the new king would have it otherwise. A memory of scent. Green scent recalls rain. I wonder... No. Nothing. It gets me a memory that has... Father. And that may well have been my only sample of shadowless silk. I'll have to be more careful. Something with a rose in it. Wonderful. A vase of lilies. Delightful in its own way. Ruby Wise Ruin. A ruddy liquor wrung from flowers even when flowers aren't red. With an abundance of grail and heart, it seems. cup of cocoa with a lot of grail to it. Remind me? 4 grail to heart. Serpent milk, oh my! It does look almost like milk, and it is drinkable, but don't give it to cats or babies. Memories fade, assistance departs. I've learned something useful, too early to tell. I wish you would tell me what you've learned. That would make me feel that little bit better. Alright. What the devil? If you would. Just so I have it out of the way. Well, I think and consider. Fog. Ooh, that has quite a bit of knock to it. And I have a bit of... Well. Yes, quite a bit of knock to myself. So... Sky. Knock, but... Oh, such a difficult knock, though. Remind me, you have also moon. Knock and moon. Knock and moon. The last that I've already used you. I wonder. I believe I've already done this. Studying requires efforts. You always need a suitable soul card first. That being the case, if I want more of the sky, then... Sky Echoes. I've already mastered this, but I could reread it and perhaps recall a memory. Tell me what this produces. I'm just a wee bit curious, you see. And then let's see what we find here. Just a... Oh, you want me to use something else. Health will do. And as for talking... Well, I don't have anyone to talk with, sadly. Alas and alack. Oh, sorry. Forgot to unpause. Does happen. Oh, it does bother me that I don't see any books. I feel like I'm going to miss an entire season's worth of picking whatever these are to create whatever I can create here. Which admittedly isn't much. Although... I can make that gray oil. Where the devil is that? Winter. Although, you know... I wonder. Hold, please. I can only do Inks of Containment or Snow Stories. Or is it because I have Whist here? No matter what, it's only Inks of Containment or Snow Stories. Bother. And then I need one more bit of winter. Which, yes, I... Oh. Something different. Midnight Mark. Concentrate nocturnal resonances with a careful sigil. Snow Stories with Prentice level such and such, Moon. Creates midnight mark. Okay. Good to know. Now, what midnight mark is, I don't know, but it could be a form of ink, and I need ink in order to use Cater and Harrow here. So we shall see how that plays out. Delightful. Now, question. Who can I get here? Just the Orchard Keeper, who has heart and nectar. And admittedly, I do need heart, or could use heart. I do have one here. And I'm sure I have resources that I could use to make the Orchard Keeper more useful to me. So let's hire them. And discuss. Oh. A memory of fear. Useless to me, truth be told, but, well, here we are. Now, speak with the Orchard Keeper. We need them to have just a little bit more nectar. And you know, let's speak to them. Where's one of those plants we had? No. Speak to them on this? Alas. Well, while they do that, for better or worse, we'll dissect this to get the memory to hopefully use it to enhance our servant. Oh my, we have so many. And I say servant, assistant. One does forget oneself. Although, you know, I could use these other resources. Perhaps even should. Oh well. Too late. Choices have been made. For good or for ill. Oh yes, I'm sorry, my linens should go back up here, thank you. For now, I haven't needed them, but that doesn't mean they won't. Ugh, a memory of sight. Worthless. And now we find ourselves in trouble. How might we make you more suitable? Well, you know, that wouldn't be the worst of ideas. Although that would give her more grail, and I kind of want to use that 4 grail if I have the option. A dandelion wine, perhaps. Perhaps. You have nectar in you? Yes, perfect. And so we take you. Serve just a tiny amount. Appreciated. And then, hello, dear. Would you not like a little sip of this dandelion wine? I'm sure you would. It's delightful, I'm told. Midnight mark. A blemish left on a page or a skin by a careful incision or a judicious sting to preserve a little of the power of night. A fragile, unstable trace. Curious. Oh, no. Inks of containment, please. I wonder. I failed to pause. Down to the groshens, whatever those are. Remove that. And we set you here, I believe. Oh, Pardon? I could go up the stairs. But I do want the gardens. But I can't use them, so... Perhaps for our own betterment. Although if I unlock that... Yes. Hum. No, better to use you on the thing that takes the most effort. This is true. Fortune telling, which is minimally useful. And yet it is my only option, unless... There we are. And then something else. Serpentine Slab. A grey-green root rock of the Cornish coast. Fair. Is there anything else I can use? Fet. Wonderful. Let's see what you find me. And yes, I know. But where to keep it? Where to keep you? I suppose that will have to do. Bit of a placeholder, but it's fine, don't worry about it. As for you, though... I wonder. Moon and Moth and Grail. Scale. In Greek. And Moon. Well, let's see what we find first, and then we'll do the rest. What happens if I consider you? No. Thank you. No. He cannot be still, he demands the dance, he is beaten, like a drum. He is heard in the wood below the world. And here we've made it up a flight of stairs. For the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th librarians. And the 8th, and the 7th. And Serena being the 10th, she most presumably goes even higher than this, because that says the 8th. Very well. This was not the best use of our resources, although we found ourselves a bedroom. Delightful, which again has quite a few books there. Oh my, okay. Well, progress of a sort. Not perfect, but, you know, good enough, some might say. Can I find a home for this? There you are. Don't know exactly what I'm going to use you for, but I'll learn. Nope. No. Give me my money. Please, thank you. And I guess I'll use up the tryst just on fortune-telling. Bit of a waste, but, well. What else are we to do? So close to some books, I just can't get in there. Oh well. It's fine. Actually, you know, I probably should consider this. I beg your pardon, I can't consider this? Curious. Oh. Curious indeed. Hawthorn blank, a wood favored by the horned axe. A curiosity. Another piece of wood. We have something there. The hardest of all woods, and this one just has a little bit of knock to it. And also nowhere for me to put it. Well, fine. Stay there, for all I care. Ah, dear. Sorry, Yes. Continue. I do wish this would not be happening. Just these little sparks distracting me. Yes. Merely 2 pence. I know. Not exactly great, but it's what we have. We have that and a memory of fear that... Well, actually, Hmm. May have use. Perhaps. Question, can I talk with this? No. Only with assistance, someone employable, a beast, perhaps, or a visitor. Okay, I was just thinking I could, while considering things perhaps perchance, use Eigengrau as well, but no. We have no such option, alas. Oh my. A little bit of an oddity there. Or perhaps I just didn't notice it before, the little waves. What kind of season is this that we're moving into? Is this Numa? A storm. Ah, an abundance of sky. Which to me says it is time, not for you, but for you to be considered. Certainly we'll be using this as the memory. Let's see here. Sky, though. Fur and feathers. Do I need to use a bit of soul? I do. Which one do I want to throw at it? I'll throw Shapt. Well, perhaps not. Shapt. Let me think. I don't think I'll need Trist for anything in the near future. In the very near future, I should specify. Shapt, I might, because I believe one of these uses knock. Oh, no, that's Rose. This one does use knock. Which, potentially, if things go in a very particular angle, we might use. It's only wolf stories for this? Fair enough. I might have enough moon to do some more interesting things, but... well. Fet, I haven't used you for much of anything. Oh, although it does have Rose, and I might need Rose in the near future. For now. We'll look upon that and see what we find. Oh? Let's see if we find anything on the sand as well. Just while we're here, while we're thinking. I wonder, can I use this? Let's see here. Anything with heart, forge, or edge, you say? What do you have? Rose. Heart, forge, edge. Heart, forge, or edge. Scale, alas. Whereas you'll take things with winter, and I'm wondering now... does that thing include things? No. Oh, hello. The infirmary fireplace. No. A pitcher of mist-kissed water, though. That's interesting. Things with scale and other things. Oh, sorry. I'm afraid I do... I would rather not use you. I would rather use you. $6.32 pence. Ugh. I just need 1 pence to just eliminate all of these, but that's fine. It's fine, it is fine, all is well. I do need to get into one of these books, though. Sorry, not into one of these books, rather one in... Pause for us. into one of these rooms. But now, as we were saying, Pomander engages in a considerable and pedantic discussion about the particular mirror alloys that attract particular danger from particular entities. This is less useful, of course, in an era where most mirrors are silvered glass. The virgins/maidens of the mirror favor orchids. The behindlings favor the rhododendron. Cut flowers of either nature should not be placed before polished bronze. As you say, a memory of pattern, and a lesson glass blowing, and vessel crafting. This memory of pattern, though, an abundance of knock in that. And with all this shapt, do I not have a book that wants me to use knock? 12 knock's a bit much, though. You want 8 lantern, which might actually have been doable in the past. 12 of this, though. 12 knock. Could such a thing be done? Let's find out. Together. I lack the language. Bother. Oh well. This does happen occasionally. And now I have too many things. Oh dear. I suppose you'll live there for now. Although you know, we do have things that have knock in them. Let's take a risk. Except we can't because of the language barrier. Yes, one does forget. Hum. Thing is, this is one that I've already read, so I kind of just want to place it somewhere not there. Hum. Well, regardless. Use the lesson, acquire a skill, become more than what we are, so we may yet become even more. And this is another serpentine slab. Once again, not the most useful of things, although, no, stone. I was going to say, perhaps we can make it something more. And alas, without knowledge of Vac, I can't use that other text. And so we find ourselves sort of stuck. A familiar iron key has washed up on the beach. Heavy enough that it takes both hands to turn, heavy enough to brain someone, though you'd need both hands for that, too. Curious. An iron key, you say? A familiar iron key. One that looks a lot like that. Like the symbols match. A curiosity that we'll keep on ourselves, I suppose. If I can find a place for it. No. Oh, this is why this is quite bothersome. Where are you going to live? You are going to live... Not there. Not there at all. I suppose that's fine. Probably fine. Probably okay. Probably not an actual issue. Ah, dear. Another leaf on the Tree of Wisdoms. As you say, an abundance of knock is appreciated. In its own way, I suppose. Well, we have choices. Glass the keeper, or glass the egg. The highest purpose of a glass vessel, to show clearly perfectly what would otherwise be hidden within. Perhaps, Ithastri suggests, this was the first purpose of the first hour, and only in that first moment could there be perfect clarity. Well, a little bit more frost would not go amiss, but what do you provide? Whist I have less use for. I have an abundance of winter at this point. Lantern and sky, that I can make use of. But let's read the details. Glass the Keeper. The highest purpose of a glass vessel to separate what is without from what is within. Perhaps, Hushry suggests, this was the first purpose of the first hour, and only in that first moment could there be perfect understanding. I appreciate the extra frost. And only 2 skills yet remain. Oh, no. We're not done yet. Not by a long shot. Although, I suppose we are 50 minutes in. But no. A little more work, please. Another day, another 6 to a shilling, I suppose. I'm not sure what our rate is at this point. Although you know. You have knock in you. Amethyst ampule. Shape, tint, fill a paradoxical knock ampule. Oh. If I add a metal, I'll create an exotic alloy. Alas, that this is not such a thing. Although I am curious, so let's go ahead and make an ampule. See what we create. Like how I just said we need to stop creating so many things, but I mean, it could be interesting. You don't know that it's going to be nothing. You merely suspect. Oh dear. Hush House key. Perhaps I could lock Hush House with that, but why would I want to? Well, while we wait, let's consider Saint Melanchte. Yes, that's the pronunciation I'm going with. I should have used Arab. I have no use for it, but oh well. Thank you. One more, please. Thank you. Ah, yes, a half crown. Naturally. Lovely coins, don't get me wrong. I'm just... harumph. A sort of Janus of pennies. I would love to be without these pennies, but alas. Alas, we have no choice in the matter. And the real problem is that this memory is going to disappear, and that's quite unfortunate. For me. Let's see. Rose. Rose. What might I use you on? Oh, Fet has rose. Hold then. Oh no, you have sky. Apologies. Were it released from the glass, it would be quite another color. Intriguing. I would love to put this somewhere, not here. Perhaps I will cast it into the fire. But then you know I'm going to find a use for this stone eventually. If not now, then soon enough. On closer inspection, this is a reliquary bus, which is to say, if I cracked it open, I could retrieve Saint Melanthe's actual skull. That would be uncouth. Horrifying, but very good. Tell me about the first Eva, though. Using Arab. If I need to use effort, I might as well use the effort of something that is useless to me. Oh. No. Time's progressing. Okay. But this is not. Curious. Oh no. Time was not progressing. Alas. You'd think I'd have this memorized by now, but I don't. My question, is this winter I'm looking at, or is this Numa? Oh, sorry. Why did Eva de Browse, the widow of a Marcher Lord from much further north, take such an interest in St. Brandon's? There are stories. Again, a memory of sight. What of you? I might have use for whist. Perhaps not just yet. Perhaps in the future, but not just yet. Oh, good. It actually, like, resets that. It doesn't continue to speed up on the next day. That's a more accurate version of what I was trying to say there. The memory is not that useful. I don't believe I have use for Grail. Shame. Find me someone. Well, no. Wait first. Then find me someone. Although, seeing as we do have the rain... How much will a shilling get me? An orchard keeper? I mean... It may, in fact, be in my best interest to grab the orchards while I can. Orchards. No, orchards. Orchards is correct. Can I use Grail on any of the rest of this? No. Yes, but not likely to get that much Grail. Well, sorry. Yes, I would love nothing more than to have your assistance. Although, while we're there... Seek some Ooh, nope. Nope. Sorry. No. Sorry, in fact, no. Let me see here. Well, no, actually, this should work just fine. Because I can speak with the Orchard Keeper on the matter of the rain. Very good. And then I can go in here with my half-crown, waste a little bit of Trist, since that is not useful to me in the slightest, and see what unusual help we find. I get a garden and possibly something else. Possibly nothing, but possibly something else. Another fireplace to keep the chill at bay, as they say. Really want into some of those library rooms, though, I'm telling you. I just need that little bit of orchard. And by orchard, I mean nectar. Oh, how desperately I do need it. In fact, I can't consider that's annoying, but... Oh, no, you don't. Which one has the statues? You do. Although you have something as well. And a statue. Well, we'll take this one. Just for the sake of having it. We wish to make progress. Some progress. You know... Let me do some rearranging. Can I take you and then switch? No. But I can do this. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Sorry. There you are. Prophecies of Glory. Which grants me Watchman's Paradoxes. That amber preserves and is preserved by light. That to hatch is not to die, that the sun. There's a place behind the world called the Mansis, which we are quite familiar with. Deeds that would be impossible in the world are inevitable there. The Watchman, who knows all the ways of the Mansis, also knows how to make these deeds possible in the waking world. Curious thing indeed. But I wonder if I shouldn't consider that. It should be fine, I believe. Although I should lead off with skill. So perhaps instead, because I am curious about Lady Rowena, we spend a little bit of resources on you. Get a little bit of sight, and see what we can do. Unless, of course, they give me a different memory than everything else. Oh, you're perfect. Except I need to use all of my lantern. Ah. Well. Choices have to be made now. Appreciated. Actually, no, choices don't have to be made. I can just speak to you. On auroral contemplations? No. Bother. So yes, choices would need to be made. I can just use the memory, though. It should be fine. I should have enough time, in theory. And if I don't, well... bother. That's all I have to say on the matter. I guess I could use her to unlock the second floor here, but... like, all these books, though. Let's give ourselves the 2 seconds there. Thank you. A Henry Moore piece, perhaps genuine, Moore did speak very cautiously of an encounter with a pale commission. Curious, but also not relevant to us right now. So, hi, I want to discuss a site with you. Yes, perfect. And then, since we're considering so many things, let's consider Abbot Geoffrey. Using, I suppose, the least useful thing we have is Arab. Which, speaking of, we need to spend some resources getting some money, please. Thank you. I require funds to fund this. And if you could please speed up just a touch, that'd be appreciated. I just see the day ending, and am displeased with this. Oh, perfect. Oh. Well, hello now. Something that lets me practice with all sorts of things. Oh. Practice heart, you say? Well, if that's the case, then perhaps something else would be more suitable. Could I use... No. Oh, hold on. Go back there. No, it just says it's undiscovered and won't tell me what it is. Okay, fair. I thought for a moment I'd seen something, but I had not. An element of the soul and a memory. I could use Trist, I suppose. And if I had something with a little bit more moon. Perhaps. Oh no, that isn't actually viable either. Edge, heart, scale. Edge, heart, or scale. A curiosity, but something for later. In the early days of St. Brandon's Abbey, the brothers practiced the art of war. Pardon, the arts of war here. So it was that in baronial times, the garden became a favorite of the Marshal Quarrelsome de Wolf's. Oh, the bust is carved from hazelwood. The night before Natan's arrival at the Isle, Abbot Geoffrey recorded a certain prophetic dream, and there's an old tradition in this country concerning the prophetic virtues of hazel. Perhaps none of these things are related. Unlikely. Oh, and that gave me the wrong type of memory. Well, I say the wrong one. Not the one I wanted. As for you, though, our consulting engineer, There we are. Ah, and now the choice. I think the smoking room has more books and therefore is more valuable to me. Perhaps. I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna find enough rows for this. I'm finding the lantern easily enough, although I say that. Yeah, you have an abundance of rows to you, amongst other things. Ah, and there's the one I wanted. Before the Suppression Bureau, before the Curia of the Isle, before the Dwarfs, and before the Church, the Sisters of the Knot were here. Almost 100 generations have lived and died since this thing was shaped. And I think it would be better here then, yes? The Nuns of the Knot planted this garden of healing herbs in the Dawn period. Nathan of Regensburg and Gideon de Wolf both expanded it, and the Curia of the Isle tended it. Even the branch and the Bureau made use of it in the grim days that Bankrug served as a prison. Roscrogan whiskey. A beverage, a liquid, and a restorative, and a thing. Do any of these have rows to them? I believe one of you does. I believe I just saw it a moment ago. Bother. I could have sworn I saw it. There you are. Fet. Consider. I don't believe I have any skills relevant to you, but I do have several objects. So let's see what considering this does. And perhaps we get prepared to serve just a little bit of this. Oh. Not something that can be served, it seems. Unfortunate that... Ugh. It does provide so many other traits, though. We'll consider. Once we're done considering. Although we're about to get a bunch of books, and I'm... And I've, well, stocked up on resources. Apparently, for better or worse. Oh, hold on. Knock and scale, but only one of each. Evolve via illumination. I could use illumination with this to evolve my soul. Once you've committed a skill to the illumination wisdom, you can use that skill with this to combine two identical soul cards into a greater one. Oh, hold on. Illumination. Horomachistry. You must use the skill you've attuned to that wisdom, and the attunement will only work once. Which one of you did I attune to Horomachistry? You. And this one asks me to get more, though. Bother. Use that skill with this to combine two identical soul cards into a greater one. But you must use a skill you've attuned to that wisdom, and the attunement will only work once. No. No, that's not what I want. Am I wrong? Yeah, it's Horomachistry. So accept lenses, memories, tools, but not soul. Huh. Okay. I mean, we'll look into that in the future, I suppose. It's just a curiosity is all. Oh, my soul. Once you commit a skill to the horror magistry wisdom, you can use that skill with this to combine two identical soul cards into one. But how does one do such a thing? Oh, I suppose irrelevant at the moment. We have fewer books than I had hoped, but still some to consider. Oh my. Oh, hello. Lies written in ashore tend to fade or be misspelt. It's legible in the dark. An ink of revelation. Oh, hello now. Let me take you up here. And since we have this space in the smoking room, I might as well use it. Let's see here. For my own sake. Just so I'm not crowding out these spaces, you understand. And once this is complete, we'll, well, see what we can do. What precious little we can do. There's a little bit of rose to that. Ambrose Westcott. Domain Ravelin, which has Grail to it. A Strategist's Lamp. Questionable, but okay. Cranial Tchotchke. Didn't read the details there, but, well. So I'm afraid my only real choice in this matter is going to be that rum which I have now lost. The devil? Where did you go? What the... What have I done? With the... Oh, dear. Well. Pardon? Okay. Sorry. Change screens there all of a sudden. Oh, dear. Alright, let's see what can be... Oh. Order copper wire, glue, ham, Evening Isles coffee, umbrus oil, Assam tea. I mean, I did lose the Assam tea, so yes, I suppose we might as well. One out of question mark? Scratch tiny symbols on the flimsy form. And I suppose I mail it? One order of Assam tea. 2 pence? 12. Oh. Bother. Well, there goes a shilling. All right. Extra effort, the soul. Okay. Well, alas, unfortunately, I have no rose in my soul. So, unfortunate. Unfortunate. Sorry, I didn't read that. Something about the order being placed, I'm sure. Well, I would love to have, like, some place I could put that. But alas. Alas. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. All is well. And all manner of thing will be well. We have more books to examine, which will grant us more skills and hopefully replace the ones I threw away like a fool. But these are all matters for the future. For now, thank you all for your time. Hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons below. Use them responsibly. And I will see you all soon. Goodbye.